Well guys, it's a hip boot kind of day today. That never is a good sign that the day is going to be good, but we'll see. Today we are pulling the last of the flood. We're going to do the final run of the irrigation system because it is now frost season. It's supposed to be 78 degrees today. No frost tonight, but Friday night is frost. Every night next week they're forecasting frost. It is time. We're pulling the last of the flood. You can see we still have high ditch that's going to get pulled down. It's time to dry the beds out, get ready for frost protection. I have a few pipe that have moved from the flood. Sometimes they'll float and the wind will push them around, so I have to straighten those out today. Give everything a good final flush to make sure that we're ready to roll for Friday night. If you're wondering how do I know it's time to protect for frost, I don't know if you can see this, but let me give an example here. You can see that bud right there. It's starting to swell and whiten and wants to break open and start growing. These are more of a later variety. These are Stevens, but my high reds are very early and they're much farther along. When I start watching frost, I start on everything at once. It's time to fire up this engine and get this first system flushed out. Once everything is, all the pipes are full, then I'll bring it up to pressure. I like to run 70 pounds of pressure to get sufficient coverage. Right now we're just filling pipes. We're going to bring it up to pressure. So it's drawing out of that suction box underwater there. I just rebuilt that box this winter because the old one actually collapsed on me last year. Hopefully this new one will not give me any grief. So we went through this first system, had a few plugged sprinklers, but other than that, the system looks good and solid. We should be ready for frost watch. So we're going to shut this system down and we're going to pressure up the bottom system and work the kinks out of that one. We let the engine idle for a good 5 minutes to cool down the turbocharger, and once that time has passed, then we'll turn it off.
Well, Warren was keeping awfully busy outside and filming whatever it is that he was filming for you guys. I have been busy in the house. Kids are doing schoolwork. We are working at trying to wrap up the school year here. Little by little, they're going to be wrapping things up and things will get less and less that has to be done each day. All right, but I'm getting some food ready here because we do have turkey hunters coming, and some of our older kids are going to be coming over in the next couple of days for visiting, and we'll probably just have some bigger meals. So I'm prepping a few things in advance so that I don't have to do so much on each individual day. So I am getting a triple batch of chili going. Whoa. I have my ground beef here. I already drained off the grease, which, man, that is an added step that I am just not used to. And I'm like dirtying so many dishes draining off the grease. I wanted to just use paper towel and soak it up, but that I just feel bad because it feels so wasteful to be using so many paper towels. Anyway, triple batch of chili going to be going into this pot. And then over here, I'm putting together some nacho meat just in case. It may end up just getting popped in the freezer. I'm not sure, but this is just some ground beef with some chili beans and the liquid, some chili powder, and I'm going to add in this entire jar of salsa. Stir that around. I'm going to put a lid on it, pop it in the fridge. We'll eat it if we need it. Otherwise, it might not be until Sunday that we end up eating that for a supper or something, possibly when all the turkey hunters go home. However, it's there, it's ready to go.
Apparently you can see the color.
It's not light enough.
Nacho meat is done. Chili is done. I have parts of my salad that I'm making for supper done. And then I also made some peanut butter swirl bars. I've forgotten to show those before. I made those back when Warren was still filming. Anyway, those are done for tonight's supper as well. So really, what we're doing tonight for supper is I'm making chicken leg quarters, baked potato. I'll do the baked potato in the Instant Pot because I have so many chicken leg quarters that I think I'm gonna have to have 2 pans on 2 racks, so I won't have space to do baked potato along with it. And then I'm making like a ramen salad, or I'm making a coleslaw ramen salad. It is such a glorious day outside today. We have had like 3 beautiful days in a row. I guess rain is supposed to move in tonight. Joe is loving it. He's over on the sand pile over there somewhere. The chickens are loving it. There you are, Joe. I just came over to check on the chickens just to make sure that they had water. Yeah, windy, but absolutely beautiful. Going back, I'm going to check to see if the chickens laid eggs. They usually do about mid-morning. That's when they all tend to lay them. All right, and then I'm going to take Joe in because he has an Amazon gift card that he has still not spent. I'm not really sure what it is that he's going to want. I'll have to think about it, but I'm going to help him spend that gift card.
It really feels like spring. There's like dandelions.
I know, the dandelions they just popped up just since yesterday. I don't think I saw a single one out here.
These bushes,
The hostas are really popping up.
like over here.
What else? Our giant hostas are popping up.
Yeah, right here.
The sedum, the creeping sedum.
Oh, there's ants.
Yes. I am noticing a lot of ants, Maria, a lot.
They're everywhere.
This, I forget what it's called right now, but anyway, it keeps its leaves. It's evergreen. It keeps its leaves all winter, but then we just got a hard frost the other night, and it's looking droopy.
Yeah.
This one doesn't look as bad, though. Look at the bleeding heart. We have some already. Oh my gosh. They're so pretty.
Little, but they'll get bigger.
Yeah, they'll get bigger. Wait, what chapter?
9.
Oh. Constantinople, Germany, Austria, Celts, Slavic, Visigoths. You got that?
Yeah.
Attila the Hun. We are wrapped up with lunch here in the afternoon. Brings us Joe putting away dishes. Joe, say hi.
I will.
You will? Okay. And I'm just putting together the salad for tonight's supper. And this is based loosely, well, not loosely, but almost like my recipe, Tina's coleslaw salad. I did everything the same, except instead of using beef ramen, I'm using chicken ramen. So I made the dressing, which is a cup of oil, a 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar, and then it calls for a 1/2 cup of sugar, but I always go less than that, like maybe even a 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and then 2 ramen seasoning packets. Now I just put my 1 whole bag of coleslaw and a bunch of green onions that I have chopped. I should have slivered almonds toasted, but I didn't have any almonds, so I just toasted up the pecans that I had. And then some salted sunflower seeds. You can put in a cup of chow mein noodles. That tastes... All right. It's turkey hunting season, and yeah, so that I get to hear. 1 cup, you can put in a cup of chow mein noodles, but I don't have those, and I had forgotten to get them. But now I'm putting in the ramen, so I just busted up the 2 packets here, And I'm not going to mix this in yet because I don't want them to get too soft before supper tonight. Don't eat all of it. Well, it was definitely time to come over and do some work with the chicks here, get things cleaned up. They don't need the heat lamp anymore. We can put away all the cords. Where is the other end to this cord? Where'd it go to? Well, that's crazy. There it is. Peter got a good phone call this morning. He got one of Sam's friends knows somebody who has a duck. I don't know how old the duck is or how big it is, but anyway, they're like, hey, would Peter like another duck? And I was having a weak moment because I said, sure, he'd like another duck. But here, woo, shoot. Oh, the wind is, darn it. Everybody's looking pretty good. You guys are loud, aren't you?
If that is a Muscovy duck, that
Yeah.
we're gonna have to cook its wings because they're the only domesticated duck breed that can fly.
Okay.
Not like a chicken that it can like kind of fly, like
Can fly, huh?
like fly away fly.
Okay. Whoops, whoops. Is it all the way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here you go. Get some water, ladies.
So this one is our black Moran. Or our black Moran. Her name is Miranda.
Miranda. Uh-huh.
And then that other black one hiding behind the ducks over there.
Yep.
That's a chocolate Orpington. And that is Coco.
Mhm.
And
Coco and Miranda.
the three gray ones don't have names yet.
You kind of have to let them age a little so we can see if there's some differences in them a little more.
If any of you guys have names for them, you can comment them in the comments.
Oh, that's a good one, Peter. I like that.
And then that
Why
bigger,
are they sitting up here and pooping in their food? I
don't know.
hate that they do that.
It's because, well, I think they're roosting on this, not that, so that
Okay.
might deter them.
That might deter them.
Yeah, but then that bigger duck, can you pan over there?
Just a second. Yuck.
The bigger duck that's like lower to the ground in the back there,
Uh-huh.
that's Finn, or Finian. Finn for short.
Uh-huh.
And then there's one that has more of that like darkish head that's in the front. This is Oliver.
Oliver. And what if they're female?
Well,
Then we'll figure it out at that point, huh?
yep. This I just fill up with water because they'll drink out of this too.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then, oh.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
the ducks can flush their nostrils out.
Okay.
Because that's how they clean their nostrils. They can't like sneeze.
Okay.
Well, they can sneeze, just it just comes out of their mouth.
Okay.
So they need that little bit deeper water to flush their nostrils out.
The chicken thighs, or chicken leg quarters they have finally thawed, which is just in time here for supper. Oh, I thought these were chicken leg quarters. They are chicken thighs. Great, that's fine too. So what I'm going to do is trim off any extra skin and fat. I have my flour and paprika, salt, and pepper in this bag here. This is for Grandma's oven fried chicken. Let's get a stick of butter on here. As that preheats, we will let the butter melt. You want to leave enough skin on the chicken thigh so that it can like oven fry. Alright, we're going to place the chicken skin side down, and I am going to kind of slide it in the butter just a little bit. I'm going to take a little time now and just sit outside here. It is such a gorgeous day. I just don't want to miss out on it, although I guess we were already out doing other stuff with the chickens and that. But what I'm going to do here is I have this recipe book. It was sent to me by a subscriber years ago, and I thought I wrote her name on the inside. I wish that I had. If you're still watching, comment and let me know, because I know I have a letter somewhere that has her name. But anyway, I have just, over the years here, I have added recipes to this. Like when I make something out of a quick cooking magazine, because I really am trying to eliminate some of the stuff, you know, some of the cookbooks. I have like 100 or something like that. And so after I know I've gone through one many times, and I have truly the things that we make or the ideas that I have gotten from them, and I've kind of like turned it into something, you know, just adapted it for our family, then I write the recipe in here. And at some point, this is probably going to be full, and it'll be time to do a cookbook number 3 with all of with more family favorites. I've made a few recipes out of this one recently that we really liked. Let me just look here quick. So the cran strawberry cooler was kind of, it's kind of boring. The dilly egg salad, no way. I haven't done that, I haven't done that, I haven't done that, I haven't done that. The buttery poppy seed bread, you know, at first I was kind of like, it's kind of just plain, but you know, it is delicious. And all of it went very quickly. I do think it would be delicious if you wanted to add like a little lemon glaze to the top or an orange glaze to the top. It'd be so good. And then this rhubarb coffee cake, I made that, and that was delicious. Potatoes in the Instant Pot tonight. So baked potato in the Instant Pot. It's just so easy. Since I had 12 potatoes in here because I wanted to make lots and lots of them, I did set it for 20 minutes. Normally, I guess I would put it at more like an 18 minutes or so. And then I did let it just about drop in pressure on its own. There was a little bit there that I had to release. Okay, so let's pull this lid off. And let's just check the temperature and make sure that these, so it looks like they've gotten up to about 206. Yeah, my cousin told me that 212, if you can get potatoes up to 212, that's like the magic temperature for just the absolute softest, fluffiest potato. I don't know, these are between 202 and 206, but they're nice and tender, so they're done. Ooh, that one got up to 209.
What?
Nothing.
Filming my
I'm filming your
supper.
plate. Mm-hmm. Oh, you took some salad? You're going to try some coleslaw?
I'm going to try some.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Fred.